So let's take a look at question 7. It's about the anabolic activity, anabolism, to build up substance U from substance R and T. Of course, we need the help of enzyme T to speed up the chemical reaction. And for part A, with reference to the above figure, state and explain one property of enzyme T. So that's why we have 2 marks, because there should be 2 parts of the answer. The first part is to state the property, and the second part is to explain the property. 咁記住係兩部分嚟嘅 ，state 咗個特性，再解釋個特性。So go back to the question. With reference to the above figure, state and explain the property of enzyme T. So the point is that we have already learned different features or different properties of enzyme molecules. For example, enzyme is made up of protein. We have already learned it. But for this question, it will not be the answer, because with reference to the above figure, we do not know that the enzyme is made up of protein. 得唔得？咁啊 enzyme 係攞 protein 整嘅，啱。但你條題目講係用幅圖嚟答啊嘛，所以 enzyme 咪攞 protein 整，幅圖冇講到，所以唔答得。So what we need to do is that try to make reference to the figure. And now I'm giving you 2 hints. One is the yellow one. Take a look at this shape of the enzyme molecules. And the second hint is that the overall enzyme molecules before and after the reaction. So for part A, there are more than one answer you can put in. And if you can state and explain 2 properties of the enzyme molecule, that means the enzyme T, if you can state one property and explain the first property, and then state the second property and explain this second property, I will give you 2 more marks for the bonus. So for part B, just take a look to the question first and know and get some simple idea what we are going to do. In an experiment, substance R and S were mixed with enzyme T, and the amount of substance U formed was recorded over a period of time. So according to this reaction, what we are going to measure is the amount of substance U. That means the product produced in this anabolic reaction. And the experiment was then repeated with the addition of chemical X. So in this time, at this point, you know that there are 2 setups. One is this, R plus S with the enzyme T, and then we measure the amount of substance U. And then the experiment was repeated, and it will be the setup 2, R plus S, and with the addition of chemical X, also with enzyme, and then we also measure the amount of substance U. So let's take a look on the graph. For the graph, I want you to add 3 lines to make that easier to read. The first line is this maximum line. This line represents the maximum level, the maximum amount of substance U produced in the reaction. And also 2 more lines. One is this vertical one, okay? So put the light in this maximum point and draw it downwards and mark time A. And the second one is draw another line, okay, for at the end of this red line. So mark it as time B. So you can see that without chemical X and with the addition of chemical X, you can see how long can the enzyme speed up the chemical reaction and produce the maximum amount of substance U at time A and then at time B. So which case, which situation takes you more time, longer time to produce the maximum amount of substance U。咁睇完幅圖啦，間翻3條線，一個係最多，一個 A， 一個 B。其實你就要睇翻咧，究竟喺冇加到 chemical X 同有加到 chemical X 咧，究竟咧邊一個情況底下咧，會係令到你快啲能夠整得到最多嘅 U 出嚟嘅 substance U。And then we take a look on part B1. What is the effect of chemical X on the synthesis of substance U from substance R and S? And support your answer with evidence from the above graph. Of course, we need to use the graph. But the point is that what is the effect of chemical X on the synthesis of substance U from substance R and S? So probably in chapter 4, we only learned 3 factors. One is the temperature, and the second one is the pH, and the last one is the inhibitor. So probably I just give you these 3 hints, and you will know what to do. You will know probably the effect of the chemical X here. And support your answer with evidence from the above graph. So don't use your knowledge, use the evidence from the graph. So you can see that with the addition of chemical X, it will affect the rate of reaction. It will affect the amount of substance U produced over a period of time. So what is the effect? And how is the effect? How can you know that, the effect of chemical X on the anabolic activity is something something? You can tell me. And for part 2 is that, and substance U is essential for protein synthesis in bacteria. So how can we apply chemical X to fight against the bacteria infection? 如果我哋知道 substance U 係咁重要，俾啲細菌攞嚟整蛋白質嘅話啦，咁究竟我哋去利用呢個 chemical X 咧，點樣可以對付隻細菌嘅感染咧？ So you can see that for this figure, R plus S with the enzyme T, and then we will get the substance U. And substance U is very important for the protein synthesis. For example, the protein can be used to form cell membrane, can be used to produce enzyme, and blah blah blah. So if we add the chemical X here, how can it affect the bacteria? And how can it help us to treat the bacterial infection? So that's the concept, that's the basic idea of question 7.